Hola, bienvenidos once again to Tina's Spanish Cafe, where, as you know, we have a little bit of conversation, always some cafecito, but most of all where we learn Spanish. The conversation for today is going to be cafecito because I just got my cafecito from Brazil. So, obrigado Brazil. Fantástico. The lesson for today is the easiest lesson that you will ever learn. It's also useful, but it's so easy that you're going to wonder after this lesson why you never used it, and that is the future tense in Spanish. I know tenses in Spanish are difficult and you have to drop endings and add different endings, but the future is different. There are two ways to express the future in Spanish. One we've already had, so you need to go back to that lesson and review it, but we're going to give it a very quick review. One of the ways to express the future in Spanish is to use the verb ir, a, plus the infinitive of the next verb. So in English you say, I am going to buy a car, I am going to eat a pizza. In Spanish, you use the verb ir, but remember that you need to conjugate it. And as a review, when you conjugate a verb, each subject has its own ending or its own form. If it's irregular, it could be a total different form for each subject, like ir. So for yo es yo voy, tú vas, él, ella, and usted formo va, vamos, van, van. So you use the form of ir plus a plus the infinitive of the next verb. Therefore you say, yo voy a comprar un carro. Nosotros vamos a escuchar música. You see that? You hear the form of ir. Don't forget the a and then the infinitive. I used escuchar and comprar. Nosotros vamos a vivir en Buenos Aires. We are going to live in Buenos Aires. So that's the one that you hear the most. The other form for the future in Spanish is the equivalent of will and shall in English. And for that, all you need to learn are the endings. It doesn't matter whether the verb in Spanish ends in it's AR, ER, or IR. You keep it in the infinitive. Remember, the infinitive form of the verb is before the verb is conjugated. In this case, ir is in its infinitive form. When you conjugate it, it becomes this. So you leave the verb in its infinitive form. How easy can this be? And you add these endings. As, a, hemos, an. Notice the accent on those. So let's take the verb hablar. You're going to say, I will speak to the teacher tomorrow. So yo es hablaré. Hablaré. Tú what? Hablarás. Do you see how you keep it in the infinitive and you just add these endings? Then hablará. See that? Hablaremos. The infinitive is this. And then you just add those endings. Then ustedes, remember, ustedes means you all. Ustedes hablarán. And they, ellos y ellas, los chicos, whoever, same thing. Hablarán. Now the fun part is that it doesn't matter if it's an AR verb. I used hablar, which is an AR verb, but you could do it with vivir, to live. And you keep it in the infinitive, vivir, vivir. See that? Keep it just like that. You don't drop anything, you just add these endings. So, yo viviré en España un año. Tú vivirás en España 2 años. Él vivirá en Puerto Rico 2 meses. Nosotros viviremos aquí todo el verano. And ustedes, or ellos y ellas, vivirán. You see that? Add those endings. All you have to do is memorize those endings to the infinitive. Let's quickly do one with ER verb. Comer, for instance, to eat. Yo comeré más tarde. I will eat later. Tú comerás en la casa de tu abuela mañana. You will eat at your grandmother's house mañana, tomorrow, and so forth. Nosotros comeremos aquí hoy. We will eat here today. Ellos comerán más tarde. They will eat later. The kids will eat later. So that's all there is to the future tense in Spanish. Now, there's always a little glitch, but this glitch is not that bad. This is for all the regular verbs. There are a few, and you can count them, only a few, irregular verbs. But all that changes is the stem. The endings here are the same. So I'm going to give you the most common irregular verbs that the stem changes for the future. I have them here, the verb poner. Do you see that? Poner, to put. So instead of poneré, the stem is pon, and then pondré. So the stem changes. See that? And then you add the other same endings. Yo pondré la sopa en la mesa. I will put the soup on the table. Tú pondrás el libro en el escritorio. You will do that. Also tener, to have. Tendré. So here you go. Ten. That's your stem. Tendré. Instead of teneré, which will be the obvious thing to do, you do tendré. Yo tendré mucho trabajo mañana. I will have a lot of work tomorrow, so I cannot do anything fun. Yo tendré, tú tendrás, tendrá, tendremos, tendrán, tendrán. The endings stay the same. Venir, to come. Instead of veniré, it would be vendré. Vendré. Here is your stem. Can you see that? This is a little bit light. Here we go. I'm going to go over it a little bit. There we go. Vendré, and then the other endings. Vendré, vendrás, vendrá, vendremos, vendrán, vendrán. Saber, to know. Yo sabré mañana. I will know tomorrow. Okay? Here's your sabré. Regular endings here. Sabré, sabrás, sabrá. Sabremos, sabrán, sabrán. Instead of saberé. Salir, to go out, to exit. Saldré. So here is your stem is saldré. The ends in R like that. And then you just add the endings, the regular endings. Decir, to tell or to say. Diré. Not deciré, but diré. So, diré. You've heard of the expression, time will tell. El tiempo dirá. El tiempo dirá. Yo diré que sí. I will say yes to whatever that question was. Hacer. Instead of haceré, it would be haré. Here is your stem. I'm trying to underline the stem and then just add the regular endings. So remember, all you have to do here is memorize these endings. You leave the regular verbs in the infinitive, add those endings to the infinitive. It doesn't matter if the verbs end in E-A-R, E-R-I-R. And for the irregular verbs, memorize the stem, but the endings are the same. And there are only a few of those. I have given you the most common ones. That's all for the future tense. Entonces, muchas gracias y hasta la próxima. Un cafecito.